Hello and welcome.
To the Daft Hunks.
Back again. Ready to glow up today.
We're gonna glow up. I know we've been ugly for 80 episodes.
We've been daft. We've been dirty.
Been dirty, stinky little
But
hunks
the
down
hunks-
here in a basement.
The hunks glow up. And we're discussing today the Glow Pt.2.
We're discussing the microphone's 20-year anniversary of the Glow Pt.2.
Glow
This is a pretty
Pt.2.
iconic album.
Very iconic.
I think it's one of those seminal ones.
People still be talking about it 20 years on.
Yeah,
It's,
people, aka us,
AKA the Daft Hunks.
aka the Daft Hunks.
podcast is talking
Yeah.
about it. This is
But I
kind
think
of-
we actually had a mix-up. I listened to Certified Lover Boy.
You thought that was the Glow Pt.2?
I thought that was the Glow Pt.2. That was my bad though.
Yeah, that's a. I mean,
We
a
can
classic.
try our best though. Like,
Okay, so you're prepared to hear like Drake kind of talk about
Yeah,
his kids and
you told me like it's an album. It's 20 tracks.
Yeah.
It came out in a year, ending with one.
that's all I told you.
And
That's all I told
it's
you.
by a very, very sad man.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You
it must
got
be
strong.
must be Certified Lover Boy. I don't.
Yeah. Well, all right,
We'll try our best. At
We'll try our
least.
best.
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I guess there's an elephant on the cover of this one. What did I say? Like
Yeah, I think you said 12 pregnant women.
12 pregnant women equals one elephant, as
Yeah.
someone knows. Well, we'll
Just
try this.
kidding.
We'll see what you think.
Just
We'll see
kidding.
what you think?
I pranked you.
Pranked.
First time listening to the microphones.
Oh, we didn't even like talk to our microphones about this. They must be thrilled to like finally
Our microphones are
hear
actually
some
being
music about
involved here.
them. This is huge. Let's go to I Won't Win to Blow. That was Beach
Drake
House.
fan listens to microphones for the first time?
Wonder if Drake's ever listened to this album.
No chance. No chance. This first song, I Want Wind to Blow, is honestly one of those all-timers.
It's a classic
This is
song.
like one of those like songs like where it's like if you had asked me, like it's not even like a what's your favorite song of all time. It's like name like some songs that are just some of the greatest songs of all time. This is one of those for me.
Sure. It's a
And
good song.
This
Yeah.
is objectively one of the greatest songs of all time.
I objectively believe.
Yeah, subjectively, objectively.
Yeah. But yeah, I Want Win to Blow the opener. Oh, there it is. There's that voice. I think there's so much here.
There's a lot to dissect that we're not gonna be able to
Yeah.
get everything here.
I'll like admit, like this album, this often gets compared to like In the Airplane Over the Sea, like similar eras, like similar but different.
Oh yeah,
And I've always like I don't know, I've always preferred that album to this one.
you've preferred. Oh okay.
I don't know. There's
I think that this was for some reason I found the Glow Pt.2 way earlier than I should have. Probably sophomore year of high school.
okay.
I was like walking around my off period listening to the title track all the time.
Really?
For some
Wow,
reason.
wow.
Like I wasn't even like that sad. I don't know what I had
Yeah,
to be
you
sad
just
about
found
even,
it.
but I just like the vibes
No,
hit me.
there is you're supposed to keep this away from children.
Yeah.
But I guess it didn't work. Yeah, it's got the vibes. It's like it's definitely reminiscent of like things that came before it and after it. It's
Yeah,
just
I love
classic.
that.
Like you can't. It's undeniable.
Yeah.
I don't
This
know.
this first track is just
Yeah.
it's so good. The pleading for I want wind to blow. It gets just like I want anything to happen.
Yeah.
Like I want
I mean, we'll get just some of the titles on this album.
No,
are
they're so
like,
good.
Yeah.
Like pleading.
I'll read some off. I want wind to blow. I want to be cold. I am bored.
Yeah, it's like I feel
I feel nothing.
yeah, I feel my
Yeah.
size or whatever. Which sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a Drake title actually.
Feel my size. I felt your shape. Yeah.
Every time it goes into this refrain, it's more like it's
Yeah.
more explosive each and every time they return to
Yeah.
it. And
I don't
like
know
by
what-
the end, oh my god.
What instrument that is? Like a sax, I guess. It's saxophone.
Yeah, I don't know what
So
all
this
is
has, like-
happening here.
I don't know. There's some like classic, like classic instrumentation, like almost like classical. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no, there's
it
like
sounds like.
but it's also
bagpipes or
mixed
something.
with like reverb and distortion
yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it is a guitar, but it's also kind of
Yeah.
a guitar mixed through a computer, I think.
Yeah. It also was very 2001.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
It was in fact released on September 11th, 2001,
A lot changed
which is
that day.
another crazy
Literally.
detail
Yeah.
about this iconically depressing album.
Yeah. God, it's so weird how
That means like the microphones heads or just having a crazy day.
Oh my god, I can't imagine.
And listening, like,
Listen
you're
to
a
this
huge
song.
fan.
You go to the CD store.
You go to the CD store.
Like after 9/11 happens, you're like, I
You're
still
like,
gotta get this
yeah,
album.
Yeah, I'm still gonna pick up.
Yeah.
Because you can't just have it at home. You didn't have it
God.
at home at the time. You had to go buy
Yeah.
this physically from somewhere.
It would
first
hit
of
so
all.
different.
That's so weird.
Insane.
That
Yeah.
the day this came out, it means that stores were stocked with it.
Yeah.
Like, and you had to go try and like find this somewhere.
Yeah.
Like your local record store maybe like wasn't cool enough. Like they didn't have the microphone. They didn't have Phil Elverum.
God, to be a microphone's head in 2001.
Oh my God, I can only.
Well,
dream.
just like to picture this on CD, I can picture it so well.
Yeah, I was driving, listening to this today, listening to this song even. I drove past a homeless man, and
Yeah.
I was like half expecting him to be like, "Oh, the microphones." I remember going to the microphones
I was
concert.
there.
I was there.
I picked it up on
That's
9/11.
literally. I was like expecting that to happen in my mind as I pulled up to the stoplight, and then it didn't happen. I was like confused. I was like ready to give a homeless man money because he liked the microphones.
Oh man, that's it.
This next part right here. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like.
I'm just like, yeah. I've had many an emotional sunset drive.
Yes,
to this song,
exactly.
You know what I mean? It's that
That's
vibe.
what it is.
Trees passing by.
You're driving fast, and you just have to just speed up now.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
Fucking
Yeah.
pedal to the metal. Running red lights.
Yeah, the drums, whatever they're
yeah.
doing to the drums, they're just blowing them out completely.
Distortion. Yeah.
I love that. On like when I looked on Last FM or but wherever you look, the top categorization like genre for this was listed as folk for the album.
Yeah.
And it's like sure,
But-
that is a category that this falls into.
Vocally, yes.
But
But yes.
some of these songs are like blown the fuck up and
Yeah.
noisy as hell,
Very noisy.
including this opening one.
Yeah. It's a great genre. I don't know, like art rock or like.
Yeah. I don't. This
I don't
falls
even
into
know.
so many different
Oh, for
categories
sure.
of like
can't
everywhere
place
from
it.
from just pretty typical folk on some tracks, all the way to like shoegaze,
Yeah.
noise pop,
Yeah.
fucking all of the above.
Emo even.
Emo, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Even.
All right. Won't Wind to Blow, classic, an
Yes.
absolute classic song, to set the tone for us, and then that transition.
So good.
It's just like, yeah, this album and In the Airplane Over the Sea, they have so many similarities, you know? Like,
What, this and Certified Lover Boy?
yeah, this is Certified Lover, the 2021 album.
Yeah.
I know Phil was listening.
But this and In the Airplane Over the Sea.
Yeah, just like the instrumental, like.
Yeah, let me pull up the track list to that.
Yeah, sure. The like part twos of things, the like.
I think I
don't know.
agree. It's definitely two standout tracks of a similar genre. They fill a similar space of like
Yes.
90s, early 2000s,
But yeah, I would.
like folk punk shit.
But this is the more like, I don't know, stripped back, like.
Yeah, I think this is even more lo-fi than
I mean,
Neutral
In the
Milk Hotel is
yeah.
on
In
on
the
this.
Airplane Over the Sea is pretty like.
Pretty lo-fi still.
Pretty lo-fi, but pretty. What is the word? Like clean, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty.
Yeah, this thing is messy.
This is messy.
Very messy.
But it's
like,
got it. I guarantee Phil was listening to Guided by Voices. Like that's.
Oh yeah.
That. Like just like it. There's so much of that here. I feel. I don't know. It's great. Love to see it.
I want to just know more about. I don't know enough about the microphones. Like what
Yeah.
what exactly was going on in his life at this point? Like I don't know where was he? Where was he when this was
Yeah,
being created? Even
that's a
let me
good
see if I can
question.
find some.
This was his
information.
like fourth album, fifth even.
This is the fifth one listed on there.
Yeah.
for sure.
At least fifth.
Yeah, so
He dropped two
I
albums
know that
in 2000.
the ones I've heard of those ones that we're looking. Actually, I think I've listened to all.
This is
all
a good
of those.
album.
Yeah, it was Hot. I Stayed in the Water is good. That has like the original, the Glow on it, as well as the what's the other part two on here?
The Gleam.
The Gleam.
Is the
yeah,
Gleam
there's
on there
the
too?
Gleam is also on that album. So it's kind of a
That album's got some great
natural
album
successor, I guess.
titles as well.
There's this is the line that always stood with me was I could not get through September without a battle.
Yeah.
I faced death. I went in with my arms swinging. But whenever I think of this album, it's always I could not get through September without a battle. That's always in my mind.
Yeah.
Like that's the immediate line that comes
It's
to my
a
head.
classic line.
Yeah.
Wake me up when September ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this guy just like, to listen to this in September of 2021.
Oh yeah, it feels
Yeah,
perfect.
it's
I actually
perfect.
missed opportunity not giving this like tons of spins in 2020 September. Like that's when this should have been like like most depressing time. Like
Yes,
it's
yeah.
time. Like I can barely make it through this September, but I don't think I listened to it.
But just for
very
this to
much.
come out in 9/11, we already said it, but it's so insane.
It's insane.
It's so insane. Oh yeah. Those long ass notes. I mean, it does sound like what's it, Jeff Mangum. Like it's
yeah,
a very
they have
it's a similar voice.
similar vocal style. It's like it's one of those things where he's like not an amazing singer,
No.
but like it's the whole raw ass folk element
Yeah.
of it. Is he's
Well, it's just
fucking
the, like,
yelping.
Yeah. And it's just like a clear thesis of the album. Like it's just like
Yeah, a lot
it's
of
the Glow Pt.2.
The
Like, it's
subject
just-
matter is often like it's almost always about his like physically what he's feeling or the nature around him
Yeah.
is pretty much what every track is about here.
Yeah.
Like on this one, he just saying like, "My face is red, my blood flows harshly, my heart beats loudly." Like he's just like describing like the physical actions, but I guess those are created by the awful feelings in his head. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes. No, I do.
he's using those to describe
Yes.
the mental feelings.
Yeah, it's very simplistic in that way. It's
Yeah.
like I am
Like ultra simplistic.
yes.
My heart is beating loudly. Period.
I am bored and I want to be cold.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's
But yeah, like it reflects what he's thinking, but
yeah,
it doesn't
it's almost
say
like
it.
he's like breaking down like the human. He's breaking down the human condition on this one, basically.
It doesn't sound genius. Yeah.
No, yeah. I
Phil
mean, it
Overham
probably,
breaks down
probably
the
says
human
that somewhere.
condition on this one. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly like heavy. It's certainly emotional. It's certainly like
These first two tracks just start
whiny.
this. They start this album out with
Yeah.
such a bang.
just like
these are-
have this on CD, driving around
Yeah.
2001 America.
I
Like
can't even imagine the feelings.
It's-
Driving around the day of 9/11, hearing
Yeah.
"I Want Wind to Blow" for the
yeah,
first
that's
time.
crazy.
I can't even imagine. I need to look up we need to go to the RYM page, see if anyone has anything to say.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
This outro.
It's hard to not like
So good.
let the whole song play,
It really is.
given like
But
transitions,
we are
etc.
podcasters who only have so much time.
It's true. The Moon.
The Moon.
It's a great song as well.
I think I've talked about this subreddit before. It's like the Music Survivor subreddit.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ones they were doing was the best 3 tracks in a row on an album.
Whoa.
And I would put these first three here,
First three?
as a solid contender. I don't think and the Microphones made it with any selection of 3 tracks.
Do you know who was up there?
We can pull it up right now.
It's like there are a lot of albums actually that are like the first 3 songs are classic,
Classic, and then
or just
these-
like yeah.
nope.
I think we talked about this on. I want to say what was the album? Remain in Light maybe. That
Yeah,
was
the first 3 songs.
first 3 songs on there are
Very
fire.
similar. Yeah, here's the results.
LCD.
Quick scan, like it doesn't look like we have any microphones. They didn't make the.
Okay, it's
the
just
list.
like
It's pretty
what you would
basic.
expect. They do have Remain in Light on there, I think.
Yes. The winner though, God, that's.
Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon. That sucks.
Oh, this is the best run of 3 albums. This isn't even.
Oh,
what we
this isn't
wanted.
what you thought.
No, but there is what I am talking about is another thing on here.
Okay, I believe it.
Anyways, it's gonna be those same bands. It'll be Pink Floyd, Talking
that
Heads,
sucks, that sucks.
Monkeys.
Your hands on the steering wheel. Your
Yeah,
foot is
once
pressed to the
I drove up to
top.
the city and found the place where you grew up, and then where you
This-
stayed, and then when we walked around and stayed up late.
This reminds me of Bomb the Music Industry. It has that vibe. Like
Of just like,
I know Jeff was listening to this, and
oh yeah, Jeff confused me for a second there.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
which Jeff? But
so many Jeffs.
oh, I recently saw a Death Rosenstock shirt out.
You
in the
saw
wild.
it? Yeah, there
now
we
we've
go.
both seen one of those.
Daft Punk heads, if you're out there and you see
If you see
a
a Death Rosenstock
Daft
shirt,
Rosenstock.
Daft Rosenstock.
if you see a Death Rosenstock shirt, DM us.
Yeah, DM us.
and
Let us
you'll be
know.
compensated. You will
You'll be
compensated.
justly.
Yes.
That doesn't mean dollars.
No,
Just
no,
so
no.
you know.
You'll be-
We've been there once.
You'll be served a lawsuit.
Yeah, you'll be served a lawsuit.
Yeah.
God, this is such a
This
banger,
song
too.
bangs so hard. When it goes fast, like just
Yeah,
the
I mean,
pace.
I love the slow songs on here,
Yeah.
but there's something about the loud songs that are just like
But this one,
literally clouds of noise.
dare I say like fuzzy? This song's fuzzy.
So fuzzy, fuzzy.
It's not overpowering.
Yeah.
Like it's just
This is Daft Punk's sign language for fuzzy. Feel alone.
fuzzy. Oh, that's so Jeff Rosenstock there. Yeah, it's so like.
I went back there to feel alone. I went back there by myself, and I gave up on everything that we'd felt. Like, fuck.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. This blows Donda's Moon out of the water, unfortunately.
Yeah, we should Cudi feature on here.
The Moon remix featuring Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
Get the Cudi kids on this.
Yeah, for all those people who need Kid Cudi, like, maybe just listen to the Glow Part 2 and, like, feel alive for a moment.
Yeah.
Like, feel what we feel.
Just like, yeah, so it's being someone that was alive in 2001, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
I can picture the vibes of like, I do drive a 2001 Hyundai.
Oh, there you go.
I can picture driving my 2001 Hyundai.
New ass Hyundai.
New CD and
new CD. You're living life.
Maybe I'm gonna hit Blockbuster, grab like a pizza or some shit. It's like Friday, you know what I mean? Like
it's Friday night.
Yeah, there's no internet. Like
oh yeah, God, I can't even.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The world where this album came out.
Yeah.
God.
The Strokes just dropped.
The Strokes dropped in America today.
That's
also.
crazy. All right.
I love the
That's a great song.
The ending chorus in there. I went out last night to forget. I went out and stared it down, but the moon just stared back at me.
Yeah.
Just trying to feel something in the moon.
And it's lightest on my 2 feet.
And here's where we get the truest folk. This song sounds straight up Bright Eyes.
This is a Bon Iver song.
This is a Bon Iver Connor Oberst cut.
Yeah.
Headless Horseman. Tucker, we've talked about the Headless Horseman before. Do you remember which podcast that was?
Was this podcast?
It was this podcast.
Was this our show?
It was on our show.
I do remember talking about the Headless Horseman.
Yeah.
Could not tell you. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. Just because I thought about it earlier. It was the SNL episode. There was there was a Headless Horseman.
I forgot that we did an SNL
segment. F48, I believe.
Speaking of John Mulaney.
Yeah. Did you see that interview?
No.
Yesterday.
He like talked.
He did an interview where he basically talked about his past year. And he's having a kid.
I heard that. Yeah. I'll have to watch. How'd he seem? Is he?
He seemed a lot better.
Okay.
He was talking about Seth Meyers and Fred Armisen through an intervention.
Whoa.
It was pretty funny actually. It was a pretty
honestly.
solid interview. It was like 20 minutes long.
That's the dream.
For Fred Armisen to throw you in an intervention.
Yeah, that's literally the dream. That's the only reason to do drugs.
That's why I do drugs. Oh
Fred
God.
Armisen.
It's like those stupid Instagram memes
Look,
where it's like
John,
DMing Kanye every day until he does X, but it's like doing drugs every day until Fred Armisen.
DMing Fred Armisen, keep throwing me an intervention.
Throw me an intervention.
Look, John, I can just picture it.
Yeah. No, he literally did a Fred Armisen impression in the interview. It was pretty funny.
So sorry, we'll get back to Headless Horseman.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he is he with that girl?
Yeah, with Olivia Munn. Yeah, they're together.
They're together. Okay.
He said she's helped him through his recovery and such.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well,
Cokehead John.
Shout out
Mulaney
John.
Is like a great. I want to see more of that.
Cokehead John Mulaney.
He was describing. He was like a. They talked about did you see the royal family segments? Do you remember seeing
with Oprah or something?
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah.
And he was describing how he wasn't on drugs for any of those appearances on TV.
Okay.
But he was on drugs the day before and the day after.
Okay.
And was every other day when he wasn't on TV.
Got it.
Anyways.
We love John.
We love John Mulaney. Back to the Headless Horseman here.
A great little folk song, yeah.
A little folk song. He uses the Headless Horseman as an analogy for it seems like losing a relationship.
I love oh, what a loss. I went back to get my stuff.
I was tangled up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I walked aimlessly around with a flaming pumpkin head.
This does have fall imagery, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, this is
classic
autumn. Fall album.
Yeah, classic fall
You can't
album.
If you listen to this prior to September.
Yeah.
And later than December, it has to be in that window there. You can't be listening to this. I guess you can do it in February or January.
That's fine.
March,
we'll allow it.
But listening to the Glow Part 2 in March.
Yeah. Now you gotta listen to this with a pumpkin head.
I do it. It's kind of what I was saying before. At the end here is I cling to rocks and wind. It's literally as if he's lost all human connection.
Yeah.
That he only thing he can connect with anymore is a stray dog. And the wind blowing and the moon in the sky.
Have you ever read The Road by Cormac McCarthy?
No.
Okay. It's just
Describe.
It's about a man and his son after in a post-apocalyptic world just walking around. Like
Okay.
they're like the last humans basically. They're literally just walking on a trail. That's like it just reminds me of that. It's just,
feeling
there's just
everything.
I mean there's like nothing. It's
Yeah.
like they saw a rock.
That's how this
That's
album
what this
feels.
is. Yeah,
It's like,
that's how it feels. It's dark, but like, oh, this is a great song.
God, it's so good. Yeah, I have all 5 of these first 5 tracks.
Yeah.
Like they're all just like, it just gets the vibe going here. One thing that when I listened to this whole thing through today,
Yeah.
and this album might have the best like pacing I've seen on anything.
okay.
You start out with these 2 like artistic statements, even like 3 like 5-minute tracks.
Yeah.
And you go then right from there you go into a bunch of like 2 to 3 minute
Yeah.
tracks where like it's hard to lose your attention now at this point. You're 4 tracks in, and these tracks are just coming at you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Very
yeah.
quick.
They
And
do
then like
come
as
quick.
you close it out, like you get another 5-minute track mixed in there, but it's a bunch of the
Okay.
middle is all these short tracks that are stringing together and really like closed together by these long tracks at the end.
Interesting. Yeah, the 9-minute outro.
Yeah. That was we'll
I don't know,
talk
yeah.
about that more later.
I often don't care about 1 or 2 minute songs, but these ones are interesting and
Yeah.
like
Espe-
different.
depending on like
Yeah.
the somethings, maybe not. Those don't bring too much.
This is
except vibes.
instrumental.
Instrumental 1. This one straight up, I can't believe this hasn't been used for like a movie trailer or
This is-
something.
yeah.
Because this like
This is a beautiful song.
This is a fire ass song. Oh.
Oh.
Some A24 producer, maybe for
Yeah.
the Velvet Underground movie.
Yeah, the Travis Scott movie.
For the Travis Scott movie. Yeah, we said Drake definitely hasn't. Has Travis Scott listened to this?
This is a Sufjan vibe or Sufjan beat.
Yeah. Do you think Kanye's listened to this? Who's listened to this?
Who has listened to this?
Who's listened to it?
I think just Jeff Rosenstock.
I think only Jeff.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's the only one.
Guaranteed
I
Jeff.
guarantee he's listened to this.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's easy.
I couldn't get through September without a battle.
Back to Rate Your Music. Did anyone review this a long time ago? I want to see some old
Oh
ones.
yeah.
There's a 2008 review. This is way
Pretentious.
too convoluted.
Oh, this one actually, I was like, oh, he's definitely listened to Pet Sounds. He definitely loves Pet Sounds. It has that.
It's like jazz
Yeah.
almost. This is crazy.
This is beautiful. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying about like a movie trailer.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is like
No, I mean
Full on.
you're driving in the night. Well, oh man, what is this drug situation? You know,
yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't
actually
matter.
need to know.
it doesn't feel like it's a heavy theme. You know, it's like
Yeah, it doesn't. He definitely doesn't.
he's drinking beer.
Does Phil Elverum do drugs? This is Phil
Phil Elverum
Elverum
and
and
psychedelics.
psychedelics.
I love that Google search of anyone drugs.
No, he hasn't. I've talked with him about psychedelics
okay, well,
a
I
few
don't
times,
believe
but he
that.
hasn't ever. I don't want to speak for him, but he did say he thinks it's the easy way to enlightenment.
Which is a turn
I'm
off.
sorry to disappoint you. On the other hand, I have tripped and listened to Phil's music many times. Interesting.
This is The Mansion. Great title. Great title.
Yeah, I don't know if I guess there isn't really drug vibes here. He doesn't.
No.
He doesn't talk about like. Whoa, the mansion. This is like.
I love when he starts playing that thing at 2 times speed.
Way too fast. As if he's sitting on the side of the street on a trash can, on a fucking bucket.
Can't believe that guy didn't know the microphones. That's crazy.
Oh, good. Can't believe that homeless man drove past earlier.
Alright. Maybe I'll cut ahead. We're time crunched. We love every second of this album.
We do, but we gotta get it moving.
But they shout out Eric's Trip.
Yeah, I love Eric Tripp is like one of my favorite bands of all time.
Wait, was he?
I know he's involved with Eric's Trip.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Here's a clip from this 2006 5-star Rate Your Music review.
Yeah, read it.
The mood is perfect for singer, lyricist / demigod
Okay.
Phil Elverum's musings on ego and death. He's mostly free of his Eric's Trip aping by this
What
point.
does that mean?
I guess like that he was. I don't think this sounds anything like Eric's Trip, to be honest.
Okay.
But I guess I know
This is a
in
great
that
song.
band is Julie Duaron is in Eric's Trip, and she has also worked with him on some Mount Erie albums. So I know that he's involved with Eric's Trip, but I
He's
don't.
mostly free of his Eric's Trip aping by this
Aping.
point. I don't know what that means.
Not that the little remaining influence from the great band is a bad thing.
What's he saying here? Sorry. The stuff about Rocky. I love this.
There's no heat. There's no expansion. There's no door into the mansion. He also says there's no mask to wear, which sucks nowadays.
This guy was a demigod, a prophet.
A demigod.
He knew what was
Yeah,
coming.
that worship was a little bit much. Yeah, I mean, I think Eric's Trip made grunge music.
Okay.
They made
maybe the guy was saying on previous albums.
Yeah, I think that makes more sense. But these songs are so drawn back. They're so personal too. That I don't know. My Eric's Trip songs that I've listened to.
Well, at the end of the day, you are on Eric's Trip.
I went on Eric's Trip.
Yeah. Anywhere you go.
Yeah.
There's no ceiling in the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
No waste.
We built walls, tall and solid, between the treasure and the shovel. He could deliver all of these. He doesn't even have to even try singing.
I see an inn. I see a fountain. There's no trail.
What are those guys called? The Arab Strap.
Arab Strap. Those guys. They come up every episode somehow. Kings.
So iconic. Have you listened to an Arab Strap song since we did that episode?
I'll tell you exactly which one. The first big weekend.
Oh yeah, you've returned to that?
Honestly, can I play it for you? Have you listened to it?
I mean, I've listened to it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we listened to it on the podcast too.
The first big weekend?
I think so.
Okay. Classic song. Song of the summer. 2021.
Song of the summer, the first big weekend.
I'm gonna go Something One.
Something One.
That song's so great. I love it.
The Mansion.
The Mansion, but also the first big weekend by Arab Strap.
We got Eric's Trip and Arab Strap.
Yeah. Honestly, to get Arab Strap in the studio would be huge for us.
That actually seems possible.
It seems possible. I feel like they're the reflection of us somehow.
Oh.
Like they're the Scottish us.
Arab Strap is the Scottish Daft Hunks. That's a hot take. Send that one to the needle drop.
Speaking of the Daft Hunks phrasing, I had a beautiful idea today.
Yeah.
Well, Something One place for a T-shirt that says. I was the first guy to play the Daft Hunks to the Rock Kids.
That's a great
it's a decent
T-shirt. That's pretty
It
solid.
ties everything together.
Yeah,
I think
that's very solid.
Good for
how about I was the first one to play Arab Strap to the Microphones Kids? No, just kidding.
That could be huge. That'd be huge.
No, that actually I would absolutely wear that. That's pretty funny.
I think it could be good.
Do you think that would be like a Daft Hunks logo on the front and then that's on the back, or is that on the front?
I think the whole front.
Okay.
With the Daft Hunks logo in place of the words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was the first one to play.
I was the first guy to play the Daft Hunks to the Rock Kids. Good for marketing. But here's I'll Not Contain You.
I'll Not Contain You.
I don't know. This just has I said Get It by Voices already, but I think that's why it's a good part of why I like it. I don't know. Get It by Voices is a little more. I don't know.
More rocky.
More rocky and less heavy maybe.
Yeah.
Slightly. Talking about
he's not as
slightly
really putting it out, pouring his heart out there as much. This album, Phil Elverum put his soul into this one. Yeah. Genuinely, I think he could not have given more.
Yeah.
He wrote everything he possibly could.
Yeah. And that's what holds up. Yeah. I mean. Yeah.
I had a joke from earlier that I thought of in the car of Phil Elverum was the saddest man in indie music before he made an album about his wife's death. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
great. That's a good joke.
Thank you.
Yeah. What album was that?
That's gonna be Real Death.
Okay.
Or I think that's just the name of the song. A Crow Looked at Me is the album.
Okay.
You've definitely seen it, I think.
Is it a Microphones
It's a
album?
Mount Erie album.
Oh, okay.
It's only from a couple of years ago.
Okay. Got it.
It's one of those. You don't think you haven't seen that one?
I'll look it up. What was it called?
A Crow Looked at Me.
Okay.
I think it's 2016 maybe. But it's just
First
song, Real Death.
Okay, Real Death. Yeah.
The saddest song of all time.
I recognize this. I haven't listened to this in a long time. Maybe I'll dive in tonight.
You don't want to. I do remember. I think that might be the first album I ever cried to. I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
But I was just thinking about death, and he just gets so real. I'm like, shit.
Damn. Shut up, Phil.
Damn, your wife died.
Shit.
Shit. Is this what are we on right now?
This is I'll Not Contain You. I'm gonna cut though.
Yeah, that's not a standout.
The Gleam Part 2.
The Gleam Part 2.
These Part 2 songs are crazy.
Phil did it first, Kanye. Yeah. But Phil's still an old school Gemini.
Yeah. This could be an Arab Strap type beat.
This could absolutely. We came in the other day with the booze and the beers. We had bitches on our laps.
We were high all weekend.
We
And
were-
Malcolm was on the fucking keys. Oh, guys, what is this instrument called? The beach instrument? You know the little metal thing you hit?
I don't know what
Look
it
it
is,
up.
but I hear what
You
you're
know what
talking
I'm talking about.
The beach instrument.
Can you look up the metal beach instrument?
The metal beach on it.
Guarantee you'll find
That's
it.
actually my next band.
The metal beach instrument? That's actually a good name.
Pretty good.
Do you like dream pop or something?
Instrument. Yeah, absolutely. The Vibraslap? That thing?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe the Vibraslap. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's the Vibraslap, but that also might be something else.
Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know.
Maybe it's Vibraslap.
Maybe it's the Vibraslap.
Or is it the Glockenspiel?
Maybe.
It's either the Vibraslap or the Glockenspiel. I really... Me and Malcolm went on the
Okay,
Vibraslap.
it's a metal drum. Maybe it's a theremin.
What
I
is
don't
the
know.
metal drum called? Steel
Steel
pan?
pan. We're in the right neighborhood.
Yeah.
But I like the use of that here. It's kind of you wouldn't expect it.
There's all kinds of instruments just
Yeah.
like mixed in throughout. It's you said like oftentimes I feel like it's unclear what instruments are exactly creating the noise.
Yeah.
It just becomes noise.
It becomes noise.
It becomes
could be a
noise.
title.
That's actually the first album by the Metal Beach Instrument.
It becomes noise. All right, I'm gonna catch a map.
Map.
Cover of the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. I probably
Yeah,
dropped at a
that's-
similar time though. Actually, I think.
I have to imagine that would be like
Yeah.
after. I think
Okay,
it's
you're
a
right.
little
You're right.
bit
You're
later.
right. Sorry.
I do feel like we're sitting on the beach
We're on
right
the
now.
beach.
Straight up.
We just got done playing the theremin.
Woo! Yeah, that was a tough sesh, man. But then someone's stringing one bass chord. Oh, fuck.
Phil's here.
Oh, fuck. Phil's here. Literally, I'm gonna put my earplugs in now.
Phil comes out of the beach holding like 10 instruments.
Yeah, as a one-man band.
Hey Phil.
That's actually so funny. Like the one-man band, like when,
Yeah.
as a kid, I feel like there was like jokes of like the guy who would like have all the instruments on him.
Yeah.
And there's actually people who do this on the street. But now a one-man band to me is like a guy in his house
Literally.
crying, playing an acoustic guitar.
Literally, like everyone's a one-man band now.
If they really
Uh,
are. It's a
feel
one-man
like
band is not anything.
Microphones is pretty ahead of its time for that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like
I
a
would say.
solo project
Yeah, a
that
solo
seems
project.
like a band.
Yes.
Tame Impala type beat.
Yes. And the microphone's just one guy.
Hey, I don't know if you knew this, dear listener. The
Uh,
microphones are just one guy.
My microphone actually told me that. Yeah.
What? Put your microphone to your ear. I'm gonna make sure the camera's recording.
Pour one out for the microphones. Oh.
Oh, this is fire.
We're back in the car going 70 on a 35. Yeah.
In a school zone.
70 in a school zone. Oh, this is so good.
Yeah, I mean, he has a map like strewn over his lap.
Yeah, it was,
presumably.
it was 2001. Like, yeah.
He's using a map
Yeah.
to drive somewhere.
I don't know if you young kids
Um,
ever heard of that.
I don't know if you've ever done that before, but
Oh, the sand.
yeah.
Oh, the
But he's not
spark.
looking at it. He's just going as fast as he can. He doesn't.
Going wherever.
To distant foothills rise.
Is this him singing?
It's like I think it's a
Is it a feature?
two voices. Let's see if it says
Okay.
who the woman's voice is on here. It honestly could be Julie from Eric's Trip, but I
Okay.
couldn't tell you definitely for that.
The Eric strip. Yeah.
Just a little like he encompasses every genre on here.
Yeah.
Because this sounds like a I don't even know what this.
It's almost like a little like like a bar smoothie. Smoothie's not a word.
smoothie.
A smoothie bar.
A smoothie bar. It's almost like a smoothie bar. Like a
this is
jazz bar. Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
that.
jazz bar. This is the incredible music commentary you get from the Daft Punks. It's like a
It's
smoothie
like a
bar
smoothie bar.
via the map of the mic by the
The microphone's smoothie bar.
I don't know. It's like a smoothie bar or something.
Oh,
This is a
boy.
beautiful song.
To call this folk is so funny.
folk music.
This is folk, yeah. It's just like a woman screaming while like a
Uh,
guitar is aggressively strummed.
It's on Folk Arc, the playlist, obviously.
Yeah. What is the Spotify recommendations off
Nothing.
this
There's
album?
nothing on
No
it.
recommendations. They say
I respect
stop
that.
listening to other music. This is all you need.
This is all you need. This is all you're gonna get. the map. I love it, but I think we have to skip.
It's honestly one of my favorites on here too.
You'd be in the air.
You'll be in the air.
In the airplane over the sea.
Yeah, in the air. See. Yeah, lost in the. That's apt.
That's apt.
Yeah, lost.
But you just moved your arms.
You are in the air.
It's good. It's good.
It is good. Yeah, it makes me feel like I am in the air.
Yeah.
That's like that is what this music does. I feel like I am.
I feel like I'm flying.
Floating. And the dwindling fuel for my lungs is starting to affect me as I rise. My breaths are slowing as I rise.
Okay,
into the
yeah.
atmosphere.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've got a shortness of breath.
Yeah, I feel the hot blowing rock filled winds.
Hot wind blows, yeah.
Hot wind.
Right, yeah. The references are all over
the references
place.
are too much.
They're all over the place.
This is how we speak sometimes.
Yeah. There's I don't know if this is worth saying.
Do it.
There's like this child's Christmas movie called The Snowman or something.
Okay.
And there's this song on there, great song, called like Flying Through the Air. And it reminds me of this. And also there's like a music video of it's a snowman flying. Picture that. And it works for this as well.
I'm like imagining like a snowman flying, but as he flies and like rises, his like carrot nose flies away.
Something like that.
Like his buttons are coming off, and like as he fully
Next thing you know,
rises,
it's a naked snowman.
he becomes fully deteriorated into water.
That's kind of the vibe. It's honestly like it's a very heavy song. Actually, I'm gonna cut to it. I'm sorry.
Like, do it.
Got it saved.
Yeah, I mean, I know your phone's only at 4%.
That's true.
That's true. However,
this is important. Okay, well, it's not playing, so that's fine.
Just he finds like these beautiful riffs with his guitar.
But it's so slight too.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, it's just.
This is Walking in the Air by Peter Audi.
Of course.
The Snowman. It's just like, it's vibey. It's very like, I don't know, heavy. And then like, I think like, at the end of the video, like, the snowman dies. I think you're like,
really?
You're absolutely right.
Oh, okay.
And like, there's just this kid like lonely.
Similar vibes.
It's heavy. All right.
Yeah, I get this. So the snowman represents the woman that he's escaping from, that left him.
Yep.
Your
bare feet.
He is the air that made them deteriorate.
Yeah.
God, fuck.
And he just wants to be cold.
I just want to be cold. I just want to be a snowman.
Yeah. It's all connected.
These have to be. These tracks where it just gets so loud.
Yeah.
Like just
this
right off of that, it just boom.
01, like, I don't know, like you're a Weezer head or something. Like this would have banged. You know
it's kind of like it's a solid mix of that, but also like an early My Bloody Valentine is also vibes I get. Just like when they were less about the shoegaze and more about the noiseness.
Yeah.
God, I want to be cold and I want it to snow so bad.
I feel that. It doesn't
Do you
snow
feel
in
that?
September.
It does not, at least here. Phil is saying that he'd rather die than deal with the heartbreak he's been dealt. I just want to be cold. I don't want to be doing anything else. I just want to be buried in snow.
I want snow to fall.
I want snow to
I want
fall.
wind to blow, snow to fall.
Yeah, literally, he's praying like for weather to happen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's gonna be like this. He's just gonna be fucking bored.
I'm bored. He does sound like Rivers Cuomo on this kind of too.
I am bored.
I'm Rivers Cuomo. Yeah.
This is another set of like a couple of tracks here that are
This gets the
good.
Yeah.
Picks up the pace a little bit.
Picks up
You
the
had
pace.
kind of the instrumentals, the somethings. Like they're solid.
somethings.
The somethings, but these like 2-minute tracks that are in the latter half, like
these are kind of
keep the
poppy.
pace
Like,
going. They're kind of like this is like as poppy as he gets on here, I would say.
Well, this is a pop album. Obviously.
This is a pop album at the end of the day. Like after folk, like pop is the next one. instruments literally getting banged together, probably.
My Bloody Valentine who?
Yeah. That literally sounded like a shopping cart was getting smashed into a trash can at the store, and while he was playing the guitar in the shopping
The
cart.
car was like screeching.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
Mhm.
I am bored. I felt my size. This is a great title.
It's
This
so
is
good.
so like Guided by Voices. Or Drake, as he said.
Or Drake, yeah. One of the two.
I felt my size, and then later I felt your shape.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound like at first glance, like I felt my size. It sounds like he's talking about his penis, okay?
Yeah.
Like, we'll put that out there.
Felt my size.
He's not. He's just talking about his smallness in relation to the hugeness of the world, which we've all felt that before.
Sure.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. He's talking about he sees the branches. He feels the wind at him.
Yeah.
He's realizing like, oh, I am literally nothing. Like literally, I am literally so unimportant. Especially when I have no one. Like then there's all you can do is this.
It's fucking circus.
This has to be one of the fucking best
This is
moments
so
on the album.
good, yeah. God, that's so beautiful, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I felt my size.
Felt my size.
How tall is Phil Elverum?
Right question.
I felt all of my 5'10"
There's
body.
no way he's taller than 6 foot.
5'9".
He might be taller than Phil Foot.
I wonder if Google even knows this.
Google probably doesn't. How tall is Phil Elverum? 178 centimeters.
That doesn't help.
5'10". Yeah.
That was my guess. Wow,
That's
look
about
at me. 172.
He's obviously 5'10".
What chest size? Can we get chest size? 40 inches. Okay.
Oh, his waist size 32 inches.
Shoe size 8.
Bicep size. So these are all the sizes he felt. Shoe size 8.
Everyone knows trendcelebs.com. Everyone goes in and gets their biceps measured.
Yeah.
He's not worth $3 million, but that's nice.
No, he's not. Yeah, there's no chance.
Maybe he sold a bunch of records. I don't know.
But I'm small. I'm not a planet at all.
Small.
I'm small. That was Rivers.
That was reverse.
My penis
When
is
you're
small.
small.
Yeah.
MGT. Instrumental 2.
Instrumental dos.
We're back in the jazz bar.
Hey, baby.
Hey,
You want to come home
baby.
with Big Phil?
Hey, there's a smoothie bar down the street from here.
Hey, this smoothie bar plays the jazziest microphones tunes.
Phil Elverum's playing at the smoothie bar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ukulele core.
I wonder when were ukuleles even invented? When did people decide to make a shittier, smaller guitar?
When Riptide came out.
I
pretty sure.
believe, yeah, that Vance Joy
Yeah.
created the ukulele.
If you know that.
But it was actually made in 1879,
Yeah.
apparently. Or it was introduced to Hawaii in 1879, at least. The rise and fall and rise of the ukulele. What an article. from
How old is the
January
ukulele?
2015.
How tall? What are the bicep
What are the
size?
bicep size of the ukulele. Oh yeah, let's go back to that website. It was very informative.
Trendceleb.com. Shout out.
What's the net worth of the ukulele? 3 million. Oh, okay.
Sold a lot of products. Oh, this is so vibey. Just whistling. Yeah. Love it.
It is more of like a walking down the street vibe.
Yeah.
It's like you parked your car, maybe you're like, I'm probably not, like I should not be driving this fast.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or you're just like home laying on the carpet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
face down, not the
Yeah.
carpet, obviously.
You feel your size kind of against the carpet. I felt your shape.
I felt
It was a
your
great
shape.
song.
Oh god, that just the riff that he's doing there. It once again reminds me of Bright Eyes. Like that, I
Yeah,
feel like there
no,
is
it's very
the
Bright
spectrum of these '90s artists that he's kind of emblemating, emblemating. What's the word I'm looking for?
Imitating?
Imitating, sure, but in a good way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Emanating.
Maybe.
Is that a word?
That's not the word you're looking for, but it works. It's a stretch. The artist that he's emulating?
Emulating.
Maybe? I don't
Emulating
know.
is absolutely
We're
right.
2 hours into recording.
It's true. Yeah, this is the second of the day. But yeah, I like. There's.
Losing our minds.
I'm losing my edge right now.
Losing my
man.
edge right now. Edging.
Literally edging this bill.
I was gonna make a great joke and it lost me.
Really? What was it?
Yeah, it had to do with Phil Spectrum because his name's Phil.
Yeah, like
And
Phil
you said
Spector, Spectrum Mobile.
Yeah, somewhere on the Phil spectrum between
Drake's Wi-Fi.
Drake's Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Make the joke at home.
Horses, elephants.
Here's all the ingredients.
Make your joke at home. Here's the recipe.
Here's the recipe. So we got Drake's Wi-Fi, we got Drake's horses, we got the elephant.
We got Phil Spectrum.
Phil Spector, we got Spectrum Wi-Fi. Make the joke at home.
Yeah. John Mulaney, if you're out there.
John Mulaney, make this one.
Yeah, make this one for us. Beautiful song, this.
Yeah. This is like, we're literally 18 tracks in, and it's like the first time he talked about like touching another human on this album.
It's beautiful. It's good for him.
I held on tight and closed my eyes. It was dumb, I had no sense of your size. He gets done with that like cute ass song where he's like missing someone's warmth, missing not being alone.
Yeah.
And then it goes right into Samurai Sword, which is just the most aggressive, noisy ass track on this whole thing.
This is folk music. This is folk music.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite folk tracks actually.
Yeah.
So, son, what kind of music are you listening to in that room of yours with the door closed?
It's folk music.
It's just folk music, Dad.
It's harmless.
It's harmless. Nothing's gonna go wrong. You're a bear foraging for a kill. Your massive paws press down the snow. I've got bare feet.
Touching bark right above you silently.
I lower down my icy stare. You smell the air.
I've got a grizzly look in my eye.
Feeling still, Samurai Phil.
It's like you're out of the car now. You're just running.
You're straight up running.
Yeah.
You don't know where you are, what state, or what country you are in. All you know is you currently see a bear coming at you. And the only option is to use your samurai sword.
Feeling still, Samurai Phil.
I love that so much.
Good stuff. We got a slow ass outro here.
My Warm Blood.
Into the final
we can just discuss the album as a whole probably on this
on
one.
My Warm Blood, yeah.
This I listened to this.
The first few minutes are really fire.
And then it's like 7 minutes of ambience.
It's drony.
Yeah, I listened to this full windows down. The wrong way to listen to an ambient song. Windows down, just ruining anything I could possibly hear. So I was just hearing more wind than anything, which is pretty apt actually. So
that's like a lyric on this album actually. I was hearing more wind than anything.
I was hearing more wind than anything.
I was actually listening to this song today. I couldn't find my AirPods this morning. And I don't have a cord in my car anymore. I was playing from the phone. I was like, this is horrible. It's the vibe.
Yeah, we amplified, to use a word that's not real.
No, to use, we amplified.
We amplified listening to ambient music wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian Eno. If you're listening, Mr. Music for Airports Part 2.
Yeah, I mean, well, true ambience is just the sound of reality.
That's another lyric that could be on here.
New shirts dropping soon. Sorry, Brian Eno.
Sorry, Brian Eno. On the back, true ambience is just the sound of reality.
or sorry for listening to ambience wrong.
Sorry for listening to ambience wrong.
Oh, that's funny.
Ways to listen to ambience wrong. 1, windows down.
Yeah.
2, no aux. 3, without Brian present.
The shirts write themselves.
Yeah, the shirts. What did we just say? Sorry, Brian Eno. Ambience is just, I don't know.
Ambience is just the sound of reality.
It's the reality, yeah. That'll be the second shirt.
It's just a picture, there's a picture of someone. Oh, my phone died. This is perfect, actually. Perfect timing.
Oh, I forgot that it still plays.
My phone's magic. Does it actually still play?
No, it's still playing.
That's genius.
Because the Google knows.
So guys, if you might have noticed, Google continues to play when your phone dies, and that's why we're sponsored today by Google, and we thank them so much.
Yeah. My Warm Blood.
You know what's crazy is Google will pay us a third of Phil Elverum's net worth
just to say 10, 15 words. Here's the little segment they sent us to tell you guys. Oh, it's dark. The sun went down. Shh. The power's still out. Oh. It's cold. My blood barely flows.
Oh, I'm alone. Except for the sound of insects flying around.
They know.
My red blood is warm still.
Still.
Thank you, Google.
Thank you for sponsoring Google.
Yeah. Google, Phil, the whole Phil spectrum.
Everyone out there.
Everyone.
Yeah, everyone on the Phil if you're on the Phil spectrum,
Philip.
the jokes write themselves, you guys. If you're on the Phil spectrum, Felipe.
Even yeah, you're not protected.
If it's Phil with an F, F-I-L-L.
Philander.
If you're a philanthropist.
If you're a philanthropist, you're not safe.
You're on the Phil spectrum.
But
you're
yeah,
not safe from this joke that we're cooking up.
no, we got
all the ingredients in the kitchen.
We got the best joke chefs in the game. Everyone out there cooking for us, we appreciate you. John Mulaney.
For real.
Yeah, thank you for listening to Daft Hunks. This is the outro of My Warm Blood. You have final thoughts on the album?
I mean, this is just a classic.
It's a beautiful album.
I think we gave it the love it deserves.
Yeah.
Like we heaped praise on this thing.
Yeah, we did.
Didn't even say much bad.
No, I mean,
it's
like,
pretty fucking awesome album.
You can't like shit on this because like it's just unique and like genuine from the heart. Like it's just one dude.
20
doing
years
thing.
ago,
Like,
this was put out.
yeah,
People found it. Other people thought it was great.
and here we
Somehow
sit.
now we are here
20 years
talking about
later,
it.
yeah.
We still think it's great.
Yeah.
And it connects with our little brains that we have. So
For your 9/11 listening party,
9/11 listening.
everyone throw on the Glow Pt.2. And,
Yeah, for your
roam the
9/11
streets.
parties the next couple
Yeah,
of days.
because be safe. But yeah, enjoy the Glow Pt.2. Great album. Glad we talked about it. It's a good balance
Yeah.
of our last step we just discussed.
Yeah, we
which
just
was
did
Drake.
Donda, and then we did Kanye, then
And
we did
then-
Drake.
Yeah.
Let's become indie again.
Yeah, we're
Maybe
indie.
eventually we'll talk about another woman at some point.
We're in a little bit of a manhole.
Yeah, stuck in a
currently,
manhole.
But yeah.
Drake wishes.
Shout out to the microphones. Shout out to our trusty microphones for getting us through this.
Love you guys.
And they were super into this. They kept like, making noises when we were talking about these songs.
It was
they
so
love.
funny. They're so cute.
They're
I
so
love you guys.
Imagine making out with this microphone. Good luck.
Bye.